I cannot zip the bottom half of my tent. Y'all, the wind is nonstop tonight. I am like so windburnt. I'm kind of feeling a little discouraged. I have literally walked a hole right through my sock. It's mentally exhausting. I got dumped on. Good morning. It's really hard for me to get up and get moving. The wind is still brutal. You can hear it over there at a distance with those trees. So had a little bit of wind, like gusts that would come out of nowhere last night, and I had a few sprinkles, like nothing too crazy. I did hear some dead trees fall, which is exactly why I didn't want to camp near no dead trees. Hearing that fall at a distance too, it's kind of scary. It's like it goes in slow motion. It's pretty wild. Yeah, I should have already been up moving, but we're still kind of laying here, so I'm going to eventually get up and get moving and get this day started. It looks like it's going to be a lot of wind and more elevation today. My Achilles is kind of bothering me this morning, but I'm hoping once I get it kind of worked out a little bit, it will ease up. It's crazy to me that this is like one of the rare situations on the CDT where you can actually tell where the trail goes. And this has been the most markers that I've seen on the entire trail so far. Like, you would think you would put the markers where you can't tell where the trail is. But welcome to the CDT. Look at that, another marker. Just in case you can't tell where the trail is. I always feel off balance with my bag sometimes when I'm like climbing stuff. I'm always afraid I'm gonna go sideways, kind of like I did yesterday. Ouch. Oh, look, another marker. It'd be nice if all the sections had a diagnosed trail. Look, I can already see 2 more markers up there. I don't know if y'all can. You may be too far with the camera, but yeah. One there, and the other's right there. It's a blowdown day. It's a little chilly with that wind. Oh, those sheep. Man, it's crazy how one side of the mountain can have so much wind and then you come on the other and there's like nothing. That wind is definitely chilly, and I don't know if y'all could tell with all the fog, but there was like hundreds of sheep, and they're just like raising Cain. It was so cool seeing them all walk in their little herd across the mountain in the fog. It's kind of cool. I heard it from a distance, and I'm like, is that cows again, or is that a sheep? Definitely sheep. Another section we can't tell what is mud and what is poo. It smells like horse poo. Yo, it has been muddy and windy and cold today for sure. So I'm gonna do a hot lunch and see if I can warm up a little bit. I'm actually gonna do some 3-cheese mac and cheese. I actually found a camp spot with these like little log thingies. Maybe someone was trying to block the wind, but it is working. So we're gonna do lunch here and then cruise out some more miles. Man, the struggle. So I heard the thunder rumbling, but I need to make miles, so I'm going to keep pushing. I checked the Garmin and it was like 30%, then moved up to 40%. I'm like, what do I do? So I debated it for a little bit. I thought about hiding out in the privy, but then it was just kind of sprinkling. I was like, all right, I can walk through this. This will be fine. Y'all, the moment I left and I like committed, I got dumped on. Like, rain came out. I don't want to say like came out of nowhere, but it's been nowhere. Like there's been some dark clouds the past few days and a lot of winds, but this was like intense. So I find like the first spot I can to throw my tent up. I throw my tent up. I'm so slanted. There's like dead trees beside me and I don't have water to like make any dinner tonight. So I was like, oh my gosh. About that time the rain just stops. So I was like, all right. So I literally packed up my tent. I was like, and at that point when I packed my tent back up, I realized I'm mentally exhausted. Like this was just a bunch of back and forth stuff. And I'm like, oh, now I wish I would have just left it up because now I'm tired. So I cruised out a few more miles. I found some water. And then I looked at the map and it looks like I'm going to continue, oh my gosh, to go up in elevation. So I'm not going to find a camp spot, which is insane because like you want to make miles, you have to run across all these obstacles. It's like the ridges, elevation, weather. It's like literally the CDT uses so much of my brain and mental work, and it literally is mentally exhausting. But yeah, the spot that I'm in right now, this is the flattest spot that I actually seen. It was actually better than the other spot I pulled up. There's not any dead trees around, which is a huge plus. But I am slanted. Like I have not got any good sleep in the past like week that I've been out here because the camp spots have been like non-existent. Like you have to like create your own kind of thing. And it's just like not flat. I'm very slanted and very bumpy, but we're going to make the most of it. According to my Garmin, it looks like I'm going to have more rain tonight, maybe early in the morning. I'm not really sure. But yeah, I'm going to make some dinner and get situated and I guess have a little bit of an early night and call it a day. I think I got like 18 in today, which I was shooting for like 25. So maybe I can make it up tomorrow if the weather will cooperate. The struggles, man. The struggles. That's one thing. The trail, it never goes as planned. Like anytime you think you're going to do this many miles, you're going to camp here, you're going to stop here, you're going to do it in this many days. Throw all that out the window. The CDT is, you get what you get, man. And I have literally walked a hole right through my sock. Boom. I'm getting one here too. Yeah, these socks have about had it. I did order me some new shoes. I'm not sure when I'm going to get them yet. I ordered them to my grandmother. Then once they get delivered, she's going to send them to me. So maybe in another 2 weeks, I can have some shoes. These suckers are riding it. They have made it over 800 miles. Same as these socks. These socks made it over 800 miles. Wild. And you know, fun fact, I've heard of hikers like having to put up their tent, take down their tent, then move in their tent. And out of all my miles of hiking, today is the first day that I have ever done that. And I don't recommend it. Like, it really wasn't that much work, but it's literally exhausting. Like, it mentally exhausted me, and it kind of like frustrated me and like discouraged me a little bit. So I don't see how the hikers do that. Like, I be hearing all them stories all the time. I'm not going to do that again unless I absolutely have to. The wind's picking up again, and it looks like another little thunderstorm's rolling over. I'm kind of feeling a little discouraged because I haven't made as many miles as I'm supposed to the past few days. But I'm just reminding myself that sometimes things don't go as planned. But things are always working out for us and things happen like it's supposed to.
Day 42, I woke up to a chilly, foggy morning and tackled some steep elevation. It was such a magical experience seeing the clouds break and how the views slowly started to peek out. I seen hundreds of sheep, a few deer, and a few dogs spook me. I also tackled an overgrown section. I made my way through Burnfield and I hiked by beautiful lakes and seen incredible wildflowers. It's so easy and common for us humans to compare and judge ourselves and always feel like we need to do more. But we need to remember that every day is a blessing and it's okay to trust our body. Some days are easier than others and it's okay to give yourself some grace. I survived another random afternoon thunderstorm and called it a day after 18 adventurous miles. And I had to definitely give myself the talk about how it's okay to trust your body and everything happens for a reason.
We are day 43 on the CDT. Got a lot of rain last night. Last night I felt just kind of uneasy. I didn't sleep very well. So it's about 7:30 this morning. I got packed up and I'm hiking. I'm taking my breakfast scramble on the go. And we're going to see how far we get today. My goal is to get as close to Island Park as I can. Fingers crossed. Oh, we are climbing first thing this morning. There's some spots where it like levels out a little bit, but for the most part, it's like 11-mile gradual climb. Already done. Sheep experiment. That sounds really interesting with our government. Wonder if that was all the sheep I seen yesterday, if that had any part to do with that. I just had to put my rain jacket on because the wind is brutal. I mean, it's not as bad as the last 2 days. Like, it's chilled out a little bit. But when the wind, like when you get a huge gust, it's a little chilly. Alright, so I found a little spot tucked away here on Treyl where I got a little bit of shade and the wind's not so bad. Y'all, I am like so wind burnt. It's been kind of like brutal today, especially like in the higher elevation when it's just so open and exposed. But yeah, I'm going to do an early dinner. I got some lasagna going, so I'm super excited. I'm about 18 miles in for the day and I'm about 23 and a half away from Island Park. So my goal is to truckle out a few more miles a day and hopefully get as close to Island Park as we possibly can. Don't know how that would go, but we're going to do our best. And yeah, we're going to keep cruising. Lillian Lake. Ooh, all right, humans, I just set up some camp and I'm about to wind down for the night. I had about a 23 and a half, almost 24 mile day, and it looks like we're gonna be into Island Park in about 15-ish miles. So should get there tomorrow, and I'm excited for town food. I have been thinking about a hamburger for like 2 days, but then I was kind of peeking at some comments and seeing what kind of restaurants they have, and they have a Mexican restaurant. So I'm like really excited. We'll see what happens. We'll see where I end up eating, but yeah, we're gonna wind down and call it a night. Y'all, the wind is nonstop tonight, and I'm in another spot where I'm slanted. So this is gonna be another fun night of like surfing in my tent. I feel like every night I've stayed in my tent, it's just been very slanted. I wanted to keep pushing a little bit, but it looks like I'm about to go into a bushwhacky section. Like it actually says bushwhack, which is crazy. But it's about 4 miles, and I just wasn't sure how finding camp in a bushwhacky spot was going to be. So I decided to call camp right before that section. And it's in the side of the mountain where it's hitting the wind, like it's just getting the wind. So it's a lot of wind tonight, and I'm really slanted, so we're just gonna hope that we can get enough rest. And I also wanted to show y'all my tent. So this is the Rainfly, and the zipper is broke from there to the bottom, so I cannot zip the bottom half of my tent. So last night when it was raining, there wasn't a lot that got in here, but I had to make sure like nothing was right there, because I was getting a little puddle. So yeah, my poor tent's been through it.
Day 43, I was reminded to love the simple days and to trust myself. I stopped everywhere I wanted to stop. I took lots of breaks. I took in the 360 views, embraced the wind. I hiked through steep elevation, rocks, mud, valleys, fog, and yet again, beautiful wildflowers. I have so much appreciation for the wildflowers because they remind me to just be. They grow, evolve, bloom, and blossom on their own terms. They don't compete or judge. They are all each so unique and beautiful in their own ways. And I needed this reminder today. It was the perfect reminder to be kind to yourself. Some days are challenging, but other days are yet so simple. I cruised out 23.5 miles where I set up camp at Lillian Lake right before dark on a slanted grassy valley. I was reminding myself to find the peace, and it's the simple things in life.